is time for more Pro League here in Columbus, Ohio. Got 4 matches to get through for the day in this first week of Cross Division. I'm your host, Katie Bedford, joined by Nameless, Pac-Man, and Study. Now, if you missed out on the last couple days, we are going to talk about what happened on Tuesday. And one of those big notes was that 100 Thieves swept FaZe Clan 3-0. And on that note, Pac, I want to ask you, if you didn't see that match and all you see is that score line, is it as lopsided as the score shows, or was it closer than the 3-0?
I think it was more lopsided than the score shows. Both the respawns weren't close. Only S&D was even a little bit close. It was well played by FaZe, but they just didn't close it out. But in both the hardpoint and the control, 100 Thieves ran them over.
Yeah.
They really even came out with a statement like, I know FaZe is like, we're the second best respawning team in the game. 100 Thieves, nah.
Yeah, they made it look so easy.
They made it,
Slash
we're the best
back at candy corn during that first map.
I do really like candy corn. That's good.
Yesterday, watching FaZe Clan, it was just so weird, especially after that first map. The way that 100 Thieves were able to open out, Slasher had an unbelievable first map, but he was able to pick up his war machine, and you could just tell, like, the energy on the side of FaZe wasn't really all there yesterday. There was no communication. He was able to pick up a 4-piece. And even when we went into a listening on that third map, they were just so quiet. That's probably, like the most quiet listening I've ever heard in my life, even as a pro player. So I was expecting more energy out of them. I feel like they just weren't here at all yesterday, just energy-wise.
Yeah, we heard Scraps kind of go, everybody shut up, like try to be quiet and just try to get them calm. So it seems like they don't have that common median yet of the communication when they're playing those upper echelon teams of like, we need to be calm, but we also need to still relay information. So to Jay's point, that's why they seemed a little bit quiet, because they just didn't really know like how to effectively communicate there.
Does that concern you?
Oh yeah, it definitely does for beating teams like 100 Thieves and getting a championship. Like, it's going to hold FaZe back in that regard, where they kind of just have lackluster performances, especially on the AR side of things when they go up against Slasher players like Octane. It's going to be very tough.
It's affecting their respawn games too, because they were so strong in them. But this week they played Splice and 100 Thieves, 2 teams that are extremely talented, and they've lost 4 or 5 respawns, and that's their backbone game modes. That's not good going forward. This is a team that has remained a team and should be progressing, and it looks so far like they've been going backwards.
It could be kind of like the honeymoon period is just over, and now they're getting back down to reality.
They went to 2 events today, though.
Yeah. So, but they did have the whole like vibes thing going on. But I mean, obviously they played Splice and they played a really angry 100 Thieves who went back home and grinded 10s that night. So I don't think it's too concerning yet. Like, I think FaZe is still a very solid team, but obviously they're still a step back from a championship contender.
Now let's also talk about what happened yesterday with Evil Geniuses versus Splice. Splice able to get that reverse sweep onto EG. And Pac, I know you hate that phrase, but how do you feel about their ability to come back and win?
I mean, they've come back now in 2 series in a row. They weren't able to close out the first one, but they're just extremely strong. They seem to come out in these series slow, and I think that's just their search and destroy. They've only managed to win 1 of them so far, and that was yesterday in that Game 5 versus Evil Geniuses. But yesterday we saw a performance out of Jerd that's really good if you're a Splice fan. Like, he came out and played such a good map that Hook only had 2,300 damage in that seaside, and they still ran over Evil Geniuses. So that was a good start if you're a Splice fan.
Let's also keep in mind that, like, they're starting slow and they're losing that search. I think search is going to be the #1 thing that they need to work on going forward. That's going to be the biggest, like, Achilles heel of this team. If they can get at search, I think they'll be a championship contender. But let's also keep in mind that they're losing these gridlock hardpoints by like a very narrow margin. Like, super close every time, and you know, that's something that they're still figuring out. Like, they don't really have a clear-cut defined second AR yet, like second ICR for that map. So they're losing by what? They lost 20 points the first time. They lost by 11 points here. So if they win that map, like, the series is 3-1. Like, maps 3 and 4
they were in
weren't
position to win that map too after Hook won a big gunfight against Exotic to close out the 3rd hardpoint. They just got broken initially on their first setup. Hook said he made a mistake and tried to do too much, something that he has to make up for from being on his last team. He's always trying to be in every single play. He doesn't have to do that on this team, and he just needs to realize that.
And you think that's maybe playing into something that Temp said in his interview yesterday, which was that they're a little frantic, a little
excited,
too fast, I guess.
Just excited playing with a new player. You're playing with one of the people we call a glitch. He's been one of the best Call of Duty players for so long that hasn't won. So him sitting right next to Temp, they both have that same kind of energy. And knowing that you used to have Nolson used to be a sub, but when you upgrade to Hook, you're going to be feeling really excited going into every series, knowing that you have Donnie and Hook on the same team.
Now let's look at our standings. Now we move through a quick recap of what happened, big moments from yesterday. You can see there, Splice with that win, tying up their standing.
So who can clinch today, Katie? Who is it? Is it Splice? I think it's Splice, right?
FaZe.
FaZe, yeah, I believe it is FaZe and Splice. If they win today, they clinch playoff bracket.
Big matches.
for
Let's go.
Miami. Yeah, so
FaZe can
definitely
clinch right here, right now.
Yeah, and you
It's
can
their
take a
time.
look. Enigma6 versus FaZe Clan to start off the day. And Jay, to that note, let's talk about FaZe Clan first. We've already been talking about them for a little bit, but E6 3-0'd them in pool play in Anaheim. So going up again in this rematch, are you expecting a different outcome?
Definitely. It's a new team on the side of E6 with 2 new players, but they still have that core 3 with General, GodRx, and Kismet. Yesterday, every single player on E6 were over a 1.0 KD versus UIU, but Kismet led the pack with a 1.7, and then General and GodRx 1.2s. If they're just able to keep up that slaying power, because you add Brezzy and you add Mayhem, the reason why you do that is because you want to impress your slaying ability. So their respawns in general are going to be a lot stronger. Their S&D, obviously, they have to learn that over again. But then yesterday for FaZe Clan, it was a really bad performance yesterday out of 0 when he was going up against Octane and Slasher. Didn't really have that big all-star performance yesterday. Kind of dropped down for me. So if he's able to pick it back up, this will be a really good series.
Then I guess, would you agree maybe not a 3-0 from E6 this time then, Pac-Man?
I mean, I don't think either of these teams are going to 3-0. Oftentimes you get beat like that by a team like E6 in a setting like that. You just come out wanting that revenge. They're not going to want to, like last time, they probably came out a little bit slow, a little bit flat on their end. Now they know that E6 can beat them. They're going to come out with a lot more fire. Because E6 was a team going into Anaheim that was in last place that people didn't really have that much high hopes for. And then they came out and just 3-0'd FaZe when FaZe was looking to come out #1 in that group, and they couldn't do it, obviously, because E6 played an amazing tournament.
I would be very worried for FaZe if they were to lose this match. Like, they lost to Splice and 100 Thieves, right? I'm not going to jump the gun right now.
They beat Splice.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, it's just like, I'm not that concerned for them right now. Like, going up against Enigma6, I think that they should be fine. I think that Enigma6, like, they win that match, and they look solid. But FaZe, they just have too many Slayers on their team to go up against a team like E6 with a player like Brezzy, who's ran to the squad, hasn't ran Ruin, hasn't run that grapple. I just think it's going to be too much for them to handle.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, if FaZe has the fire of qualifying for the playoff bracket in this win over E6. But at the same time, I mean, you look at someone like Kismet, yes, there's a lot of slaying power you said on FaZe.
Will he be able to do that against this team?
Yeah, will he? I mean, do you think?
When they're not on a crazy run at a tournament where the tension's high, and he tweeted out like, oh, we got to make it to Sunday, so you got to back up your
He needs
statement.
that tweet power.
I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, especially when a team's trying to get revenge. They're coming off loss. Like, FaZe is going to be ready to go.
All right, then, Kismet, maybe not enough pack to kind of topple FaZe. I mean, he got GodRx as well, and he's been doing very well.
I think that E6 can do this depending on how Brezzy plays today. I think he's going to have to perform better than he has been so far. Yeah, they beat UIU, but UIU made units look like gods, right? So UIU's not that strong right now. So I expect if Brezzy can play a lot better and get more used to that grapple role with this team, that's what I think is going to give them that chance.
It's really hard to learn how to use grapple.
Yeah, it is.
You can't just pick that up and start using, like, when you watch Brezzy, like, he's using grapple, like, for example, on pipes on frequency, like, he's trying to grapple and do the normal grab slam, and he's, like, grappling right to the middle. Like, there's just things you have to practice, and just, you can't practice it in a private match. Like, you have to do it in the game, so it's very tough to get good at that. It'll take some time.
Well, we will see who's going to come out on top here. FaZe Clan versus Enigma6 to start off the day with Merc and Maven.
Thank you so much, guys. And I, for one, am excited to see, I guess, the FaZe side of this. Because I think one of the many characteristics that kind of defines a champion, you get knocked down, you bounce back. Like, you look at 100 Thieves. They had the tough loss to EG. They come in and smoke FaZe. They just annihilate FaZe, remind everybody why they're on top. If you're FaZe, yes, it was a loss to 100 Thieves, but you got crushed yesterday. I think they need to come in and remind people they're a top 3-4 team.
Yeah, no, they were not. I don't think anybody would be happy. They wanted to put up a good fight, right? A lot of the talk was just around, can't wait to see FaZe versus 100 Thieves, especially in the hard points. And, well, the hard point wasn't close. The control was not close. So 100 Thieves, they made a statement. But now, as you said, it's time for FaZe to do that. And I think, you know, maybe a little bit revenge going into this, because E6 on Friday of Anaheim, it was a different roster, but they beat E6 to take that #1 seed. And they put FaZe in a very tough bracket, right, where you have to play Optic round 1.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit different for FaZe, that tournament, if they are on the other side of the bracket. But here we go, frequency, hard point, and, well, you know how this is going to start.
Well, that's actually, you know, when you talk about that bracket, that's what made the top half so scary. You had 3 of the 4 top teams up there because FaZe lost to E6. So, yeah, it's always tough to know exactly how things will play out if things go differently. But certainly one of the biggest impacts on the actual bracket at Anaheim. FaZe does get the opening break. See how much time they can get behind this. Brezzy is trying to make a play over top middle, I think. If he can get in and get through on the pinch, but unfortunately Emmy's been locked down by Celium in top window, so no help through mid. They're gonna have to do it through the front. They'll bruise their way through. Celium tagged up, gets finished. Zero, though, in for the trade. E6 still holding the right side of the map, so they're in a good spot for Orange. And a good job contesting here, making sure FaZe don't get a ton of time to run away with it.
Yeah, there was about 10-15 seconds that they were able to contest. Mayhem's going to find 2 kills to allow the push to slow down, and really Enigma6 can just fight mid-map. They can put so much pressure as Mayhem's able to find his 3rd in a row. Now you have Brezzy. If he can just find one just like that, that'll stagger the push. You'll see where Scraps is going to spawn out. He's going to spawn out on the opposite side of the map. So now if you're FaZe, you have to wait for those 2 players to spawn up. They're going to push pipe side. But nice patience for FaZe. Wait for one another. They're going to hit both stairs and back elbow.
Well, here they go. Can they get the opening in? Nice pick from Celium. Brezzy's gonna have to go huge, can't do it. Celium goes massive. That's the opening FaZe needs. They should be able to get in, at least contest some time. Celium connects on the melee, but can't actually get the shot in, so it's General, Kismet, and GodRx, the remaining 3 players there from E6 that are able to stand tall and hold. And now you flip the spawns with 20 seconds remaining, so if those 2 players left from E6 can just contest here, make sure FaZe doesn't get a lot of time, this could be bordering on flawless. But now a bit of a split spawn comes in, because 1 spawns in the back for E6, 2 then spawn out for FaZe Clan towards blue, so not as clean as I once thought it might be for E6.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be very clean. We'll see if Kismet can recover, but instead Kismet gets smoked by Celium. But the reason that FaZe was in that position, it's because it was such a staggered push. They waited until about 35 seconds to hit the back of that second hill, and it's, do you want to do that with 35 seconds? If you do, it has to be fast. But the good thing, they recover. Enigma6 play a little bit sloppy on that rotation, but now for E6, you're able to get window control, and now you can contest from that balcony side.
Yeah, no one really comfortable yet. You've got a 4-on-4 really towards the point. Another nice pick from Celium, which could set up another break. Zoom, I think, tries to go for the slide. Not able to get it through, but Zero comes in and locates 2 with the ICR. FaZe find a bit of stability, at least for a moment, as they try to extend this lead. There's the clearance out of the hard point, right back up to a 20-point advantage for FaZe. You've got the spawn at Pipes for next due to Zero's location at number 7 on the minimap, so you see Scraps and Celium will pop with them for next. Good chance for FaZe to accrue some more time if they can win the entry gunfights, and they'll do just that.
Yeah, the Enigma6, they had a pinch developing. Number 1, that was GodRx, was going all the way around, and I thought they should have waited for him. And those couple of players that were at jungle, they just had to wait for GodRx to get in a position. Instead, they go a little bit too early. GodRx then influences spawns, so they're spawning on that right side of the map now, and FaZe realize the position. There's no pinch, there's no, 2-man push from a couple of different ways. E6, they try to just go through the pipes, and well, they get shut down.
Yeah, it was 5 down for E6, and they get the spawn towards the back right elbow. Can they find a break past that with 20 seconds left to work with? Zuma wants no part of it as he chops down 2 before finally being traded out. Still 15 seconds here. We'll see how much of this FaZe can actually get. Looks like they're going to get the remainder of it as the last remaining player from E6 opts to rotate the next. We'll get set up for our second rotation, but FaZe Clan, really nice job from blue to Pipes, bordering on a flawless hold at Pipes, gets them a nice, 60-point lead now.
Yeah, but remember what happened yesterday. Mayhem has the War Machine, so I would love to see if FaZe, if they have Flak Jacket on, hopefully they made that call out. Zero, he's got Tac Mask on. Gotta be careful. The good thing they have a 60-point lead, but it was really that play as Mayhem's gonna find the kill on the Zero. We talked about it. It was Slasher yesterday on this map who found 4 that allowed 100 Thieves to just take all the momentum from FaZe.
And I heard FaZe talking about it outside after the matches yesterday, and I think it was Zuma, one of the guys, was basically saying, I don't want a call out, I want that screamed.
Yeah.
Like, if we need to have Flak, I don't want just a one-time, hey, put Flak on. I want it said until everyone agrees we have Flak. Like, he was basically saying, I want a verbal affirmation that everyone has it on. So they were very flustered with that play as well. Yeah, I mean, you're right, that was a massive turning point.
Now FaZe, they hold on to that lead. With 10 seconds left, Zero wants to be a little bit aggressive towards that elbow, but the push is coming. Celium and Zero have to try to hold on. They have the help of Asim inside of Orange, but a couple of their teammates do spawn out as this new hill will pop. But they're able to retain most of this control. GodRx Mayhem. Mayhem continues to cause some mayhem, but Scrap's able to play his life.
Unfortunately, it's not enough ammo. He's just going to call the War Machine in behind it. Might end up hitting a teammate. Doesn't actually connect with him. It'll be Kismet that takes a nade to the face. Now they're top window. That's more damage in. Might feed another kill to Zuma, but he's going to back down and heal for now. Another nice setup for FaZe early in this, and a big part of it is scraps. Now another one of their big heavy hitters is going to come in. If the Tempest, the Chain will get in, are they there to finish the kills? It doesn't seem like anyone can get through. There's a team kill from E6. They're able to get back up off the ground, but through all of it, I mean, just hitting that one shot was enough to make sure FaZe could secure the time.
Yeah, they just slow that push down, and well, with 25 seconds left, Enigma6 is thinking we gotta rotate over to blue base. They're able to find a couple of kills on rotation. You see number 7-0 going all the way around, but he's the only one over here. So now if you're FaZe, you have to slow down a bit. Push is a little bit staggered. Zuma gets ahead of his teammates. Now they're going to wait for one another, but you've already wasted 10 seconds off of this, and Mayhem's able to find two. So you've seen a couple of different pushes from FaZe, but it's not together.
And now E6 basically have to do what FaZe Clan did the first time through, right? Get a healthy amount of time on blue, win the rotation over to pipes. That's where FaZe really ran away with the game. So far, so good for E6. General doing a lot of damage at outer. A Zero just couldn't connect on anything. General barely takes any damage and then connects on the hip fire. I don't know what that position was where they just couldn't hit him. I know he had a bit of cover there, but he didn't take a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, typically people are very good at shooting that player off that position.
Yeah.
It's so common. General, though, not going to realize maybe a little bit too late that the players from FaZe spawned up behind him. But if Enigma6, if they can get pushed up into pipes, well, it looks like Brezi's going to have to take his time. This is what you want to see. Let them develop a push, get that scrap time. Now you're only down 30. You have a lot of specialists to get yourself right back into this game. Heck, maybe even take a lead. First kill is going to come on through, but Enigma6 being very patient right now. Here it comes. Well, that's a nice shot from General, and it's able to connect on the two.
Tac 5 in. Tempest in.
It's what they needed.
3 down for FaZe, and the play that can maybe get them the lead. The flick just not quite good enough. Nice little shake and bake there from Zuma, but Brezi will instantly get in for the trade. Kismet then on the flank picks up that orange side elbow, and more or less they were able to do what FaZe did. Chain together blue and pipes. And that balance between the two squads is what's going to get us a pretty close balance in the scoreline. This will be just about tied, or a minimal lead for E6 that they can get the remaining time. FaZe, though, wants to fight for the final 15. They'll go ahead and get in.
Take that if you're E6. Like, fine, let them have that time, right? Let them take the scrap time. I was going to say, I think it's a very attractive position right now for Brezi to really want to use a slam there. He is going to win the gunfight onto a scene, but if you can take that into elevator and maybe make a big play, Scott is going to find some streaks. Might want to use one right away. As I believe Kismet used the vision pulse. The seems going to connect with one, but you still have Brezi's to counter that grab slam. They just have to get to the point, and here we go. Can he find it? He finds two. That should open this hill. Up 3, go down. Godorex almost snaps onto the 4th. Whoa, Kismet a little shaky there. Zuma finds 3.
He got 3 in a row off of that. Now the streak's going to come on in. Godorex,
it's fine.
1 down, 1 teammate down. Trailing by 25.
Well, that can't happen. You use a streak there, you got to collect that time, and that could be. This is going to be a 40-point swing. It's going to be a 40-point swing, where it could be a tied game, and instead, it's going to be FaZe about 30 points away from winning game 1. The one good thing for E6, I think the FaZe final push spawned Enigma6 back orange, so now they can hold. But a couple of key mistakes that we've really pointed out so far for E6. We'll see if they will matter in the long run.
They've got to do a lot of damage here. 50 seconds remaining at orange. FaZe's next big push is coming up. Cellium, once again, I feel like that's 3 hard points where they've gotten breaks, and he has been the entry kill each time. He's found the first pick. He started that line of dominoes in FaZe's favor, and now they're at least in a contest. Maybe they won't rack up a lot of time, but what can they do behind it? But as soon as they start to call that out, 3 go down for FaZe. E6 roll right back in. They can still take a lead on this hard point before we have to focus on the blue. Nice cluster out from Mayhem. Some great damage. He's 200 now off streaks, 100 now off streaks. Can he win a one-on-one?
This has been a great performance so far from Mayhem.
Lead
28
change.
and 16. I mean, this is one of the players, like, you really want to drop Frosty for this guy who's been on a struggling UIU. He's had his moments, but he didn't have a big one right here. He has the War Machine. Godorex is going to use the Hellstorm, and as you said, the lead change has come on through. Let's see if he's going to find a kill. This should allow them to push up to elbow, but Zero still finds 2 kills.
He never reloaded. I was going to call it earlier. He had 13 bullets in the clip. It was driving me insane.
Well, not can you even use the War Machine? Like, can you even get to a position to use it effectively? It's going to be so tough. You have to try to get top-middle control. They're able to get Zuma out elevator.
Now 10 more points needed for FaZe. Cellium, good job backing down despite the fact that he ends up getting stunned. Trophy out for the cover at balcony, and here they come. This is the big push from E6. Can FaZe withstand it? 3 kills come in. Two of them are actually team kills from E6. So it's not enough to get in. The team kills cost him in the final push to balcony. And FaZe hold on to get the map 1 victory.
You want to know what's crazy? They lost by 16 points. When they used that lightning strike at elevator, they lost about 20 seconds. That went the way of FaZe. But we're going to watch the final minute as we go to orange. I mean, Enigma6, they have an opportunity to have this streak for GodRx. Mayhem's going off. If they can get the War Machine in the balcony, he's able to get up there, but he's all alone. And they recognize the situation. They know they have to get elevator control. They know they have to get pushed on up.
He never reloads this whole time. It drives me mad.
Yeah.
He had 13 in the clip the whole time. I think he might have been able to finish.
And he just can't see Zero. He doesn't kill Zero, so he doesn't clear the elbow. So as soon as that happens, Zero pops out and gets 2. So Zero just stayed under cover. But then you're going to see later on, Zero finds more kills. What a great end of the game out of Zero. But if GodRx just puts that Hellstorm right at the box, he finds that kill. That's the opening. You get Mayhem with the War Machine in the balcony, who needs 1 more kill for some streaks. There were some opportunities in this game for Enigma6 to close it out, and I think FaZe stole one.
Yeah, I think
right from him.
I think E6 had a minimal slaying edge, or it was right around even.
Yep.
I know I called it out during the course of that map 1, but Cellium, I think it was 3 or 4 hard points where he just gets the first kill or 2, gets them in. He's that entry player. You know, a lot of the times we expect that from your Saw, but the Maddox, he was the guy getting the picks, and it led to a lot of points for FaZe. And speaking of Cellium, I believe he had a chance to talk with Jess before this match kicked off. Jess, what'd Cellium have to say?
Thank you, Clint. Yeah, that's right. I did speak with Cellium, and I asked him about the lost 100 Thieves yesterday. He started off giving me a very diplomatic answer. You know, if you're going to lose, they're the best team in the world, so they're the guys to lose to. But as we were talking, Zero walks up and, you know, starts joking around and saying, no, tell her the truth. You can tell her, you know, we played badly. We sucked. So after a little bit of coaching from Zero, I then asked Cellium, all right, what's going to happen in this match versus E6? And Cellium said, we're going to 3-0. Over on the side of E6, I spoke with Mayhem, and he basically told me he does not care whether they win or lose any of the matches here at the league. He said, yeah, we're going to get to Miami, we're going to go through the play-in bracket, and we know we're going to get through that and qualify, so it doesn't matter if we win or lose here. So with that, that's all I've got. Back to Clint and Joe.
Yeah, it doesn't matter outside the extra $500 you can get in your pocket from an actual league match win, but I agree with the principle of it because the spot they're in. Like, they were sitting around, 7th or 8th. Like, they're not in a great position within the actual division, so they are going to be in the play-in bracket regardless. And if you saw anything from E6, I mean, they did not look good in the league the last 2 weeks before Anaheim. They played a lot of long series. They lost a lot of series. They turned it around the actual event. So you believe in their ability to do so, but it is still frustrating for me to hear, like, we don't care if we lose. Like,
They do. I mean, they do. But I think it's maybe a little bit different for Mayhem because Mayhem's been on a struggling all year long. And
yeah, I've been losing all year, so.
He's probably just happy to be on this roster because this is probably the most talented roster he's ever been on, I would probably say, right? Like, so I think for him, he's just trying to take advantage of this opportunity. I mean, he has some workhorses on his team. And if he can continue to play like that as a Maddox, like, they have a good chance of making a run, and he's right. They can make it through the play-in bracket.
It's interesting you say that. I didn't really think about that. You know, we've talked about the fact that for somebody like Bracket or Skies, like that LG is kind of their first big chance, right? But a lot of the times you have to work it up, you work your way up the ladder, right? And for Mayhem, this is definitely another step, right?
It's a chance for him, an opportunity. I mean, you see what happens sometimes, like Enigma6 players, they move on up, right? So, yeah, we'll see how he keeps developing as a player. But again, I'm sure he's just happy he got off the roster he was on after he get 1v2'd by Ricky in round 11. He's a coach.
Yeah, that one probably. Well, that did hurt. That probably hurt. That hurt a lot. Yeah. FaZe, one of the highlights we've been looking for is to see how this search and destroy improves. If they want to make a run at Miami or champs, it has got to get better. We've seen some flashes of that this week. What will we get now in the game, too? It's offense first to Enigma6. They push from what I look like mid-hall.
That's a free kill. Kismet just got right to the bottom bar, and Scraps just didn't know the timing, didn't know he was going to be there already, and is holding the corner. He gets taken down, so a first blood for Kismet. Bomb plenty at B. do have Zero working the flank, but Kismet just being so annoying.
I've seen it all year. You get to that spot bottom bar, if you're a SOG player, you can be an absolute damn nightmare to deal with.
Go top office. There's so much room for you to work with.
Zuma tries to bring it back and get close to even in the odds. There's not a whole lot of time to work with. Zuma gets 2 before he falls. It's now going to be a 2v2, but only 18 seconds to work with. Zero and Asim have got to go. There's one for Asim. Can they locate the kill and get enough time to hop on it? Kismet biding his time. There's the one-on-one. Zero's not able to win it. Not going to be able to stick the defuse. And in the end, it all came down to the one-on-one. Kismet and Zero. Kismet takes it and gets, what, 3 in the round?
Yeah, 3 in the round, but that was way too... you open the round, you find 2 kills. That round should not be that difficult. A nice job from FaZe to bring it back.
Well, Zuma went huge at Rock. The fact that he got 2 before the trade came in.
Kismet closes the round out. It just comes down to that gunfight because, well, the other player has to be on the defuse to win the round. Able to win it. Seems like, all right, well, we lost.
Yeah.
Still able to find the kill. But a nice round 1 from E6 and Kismet.
We'll have to see how FaZe maybe deal with that in future rounds with regards to...
Gotcha. I mean, Scraps had no idea. I don't know, so...
And I don't know if that was just a teammate missing an angle or... I mean, it's a pretty common push we've seen. Heavy hit from FaZe towards this B side. Kismet does have a frag available. He's been hit low. They come soaring in, but Asim's going to get picked. His teammate's not able to follow it up. You think with him going high to be the lead man, and there's one of the 2 frag grenades they have available. Brezzy shuts down 2. Zuma and Scraps out of the round. Celium gets peeked by 3 and drops, and Zero is going to drown. That was quick.
Feels so bad for Zero because we've watched FaZe a lot recently, and maps like Frequency, I just feel like he's always the lone man on the flank, and if his team goes down, he has to jump off the map or drown himself. That's tough.
Oh, that is a nice frag from mid. His 2 players just got obliterated by it. Nice job by Brezzy. So far, 1 offense, 1 defense. E6, at least in the early going of the rounds, have just been dominating. I mean, they're in early 5v3s. Looks like they're going to play this pretty passive. No aggression across bottom middle from Kismet this time around.
When you see what the bomb is, so maybe they're just trying to force a rotation. I feel like when we've watched FaZe on this map, they like to stack A early on. Maybe they've done their homework. And while there's that rotation, you see all the red arrows sort of give this up.
Zero might catch General here.
We'll see. Someone's going to catch somebody. And I'm not sure who. Zero's going to find General. That's going to be the first blood. And because this has been such a delayed push, you still have Asim who's just getting information inside connector. He's going to call this out. All he has to do is play his life. There we go. I love that. Keep the man advantage. Ooh. Able to get away. Mayhem was trying to hunt him down, but he's out. Asim is gone.
Oh, heads up play. Make sure you keep the numbers. Now you wrap back. You take out Mayhem at Secret. Fantastic stuff there from Asim. 4v2 now for a FaZe clan. They've got a 2-on-1 in the back on GodRx. Well, the 2-on-1. GodRx does everything. He's got to do more, though. Now another 1v2 type situation where GodRx has to go huge. 30 seconds to work with. He didn't finish the kill, but he got him off the bomb. That's all it's going to matter. Only 11 remaining in the clip.
He's got to finish it.
In and not able to get it done. But God, he needed one more bullet onto Celium. I was just staring at the mini-map, and I just saw, I was like, I didn't even realize who it was at the time. Like, oh, somebody's going to 1-on-2 at the backside. He'll get cleaned up. This should just be easy for FaZe. And then GodRx smokes 2.
I wonder if it's going to be the best play because you saw the FaZe players run a connector. I wonder if GodRx actually jukes the kill cam here. And what I mean is the final couple of seconds, we'll see after he finds his 2nd kill, does he start running towards lobby? No, he started running towards fences because that player from FaZe just went right to connector, was like, he's going to come this way. He had the chance, an opportunity to clutch that round out. Just doesn't finish the kill.
I'm glad we have to see that because I was wondering how it went down. I just saw from the minimap, and he catches it. Nice timing. Gets both. FaZe, though, still get the round victory. But similar to round 1 where FaZe made a tough round interesting. E6 do the same. Nobody dropped yet. A lot of damage done, but Asim just able to get away with his life. Very aggressive
I was
defense.
just going to compliment E6 the way they're, I mean, it could be blind counters, but they're reading FaZe very well, right? Right off the start, they counter them at B. They know that, hey, they're probably going to switch up to A, and they have a chance there to find 1 or 2 kills. FaZe able to get away with their life, now planning towards the B site, so it's a 5 versus 5, but E6 Nice mid-game adjustment so far, but that doesn't help when Zuma's able to find 2.
I wonder if that was an example of that, the patch to collateral damage, because he just absolutely melted both of those players. Now Zuma just 50 off of picking up some streaks as he gets another 3 kills within a round.
Guys.
No streaks for him, but he is 7-3 to kick this off. Kismet, Brezzy trying to clutch. Shot shaky from Asim. He's going to get shut down, but the trade in early from FaZe, and that'll be 2 rounds in a row for them. They'll even it up at 2-2. But no, I think that was an example of what I've been wondering. Like, I haven't seen too many of it where it's just the players are stacked, but he just incinerated both of these players.
I think you saw some frustrations, though, from Zuma as well, because he was 50 off streaks after finding these very tough 3 kills. I'm not sure where Brezzy found it. Maybe he over-challenged, over-peaked, but they just played his life. We know how good streaks can be on Hacienda.
Yeah, opening up a site, retaking a site, they can be huge. But no streaks for FaZe. Zuma, very good chance to get attack 5 within this search, though, just because of the hot start that he's had, leading all players with 7. It's a 5-on-4 numbers to E6. Can they win the numbers games? They absolutely can. Zuma, at least able to get 1 kill, but drops immediately after. Zero, the guy on an island, last guy.
I told you.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one guy spotting the opposite side. Your teammates drop. She's like,
It happens all the time on frequency.
It's so tough because then you see 0 stats. Like, I had a bad game. Well, no, he just wasn't involved.
Yeah.
Like that's twice.
Well, 3 out of the 4 defenses, I had to jump off the map.
Yeah, right. That's always a frustrating spot. Like any game, whether it's like CS or this, it has like a search and destroy type thing. When you're playing defense on the one side, they hit the other. It's like,
yeah, you that
time to start running over. Yeah. All my teammates are dead.
We gotta try to clutch a 2 versus 5, or I gotta save.
Yeah, right. No, FaZe working their way up towards A.
And again, a different look for E6. You know, they thought maybe FaZe would switch it up, go to middle. They play that. Now they're gonna play, well, 5 versus 4. Brezzy's able to find that first blood on the cell. But Zero goes on the pinch, doesn't finish the kill, able to find 1 kill. Oh, he finds a second.
I have no idea how he got 2, considering he didn't finish the first kill. And then Scraps puts in damage from the other side as well. Now it's going to be GodRX and another 1v2. He's got to get the kills and work the defuse. Doesn't have a whole lot of time on the clock. Can he rip Scraps? Found an ICR, might make it a little bit easier, but Scraps wisely going to back down. Playing their time, and that number 10. Even if Scraps dies, he's in a position there's nothing GodRX can do. He'll challenge GodRX to get the kill, but not going to matter. 3-3 will be the score count. But GodRX out to 6-3. I didn't see how close he was to streak, so I'm
375?
Sure. Not closer than I thought. Yeah, he
jumps into a pile of...
I couldn't believe he got a second. I figured once he didn't finish the first kill, he was going to get 1 and be dead instantly. But
I think there was like a player who had a nade in his hand. They just didn't expect.
Oh, and Scraps, I think, was hitting him, lining him up as well during that sequence. So
surprising too. He's typically like, when you retake that site, usually someone's watching that top hall flank. That has become.
That was Zero, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's had these rounds where he doesn't get to play. That he's like, I'm diving in.
Yeah.
Like I'm going. I need to shoot my damn gun as he just ledge slides right on top of the entire team.
Jumps into a pool of crocodiles and somehow lives.
Yeah. Well, no, he ended up dying. So one of those crocodiles ripped him in half, Joe.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for that.
Kismet playing towards connector. The rest of the squad starting to work up towards B. Zero. He's put the ICR away for the Maddox, maybe just wanting to play a little bit more aggressive.
Well, he did this last defensive round. It's just they went to A and his teammates died. So he went right back to the strategy because E6 have no idea that he did it. Now he's trying to work the flank, but instead he's gotten trapped. General, that's going to be an easy kill for him and a first blood for Enigma6.
It looks like they're going to opt to wrap this. Kismet's gotten so much information. He's been here for the past 45 seconds, just letting the team know he's spotted
Don't
nothing.
See anyone, yeah. There are a couple players there. Celium and Asim are here.
And you can see they're still worried about Brezzy's positioning. Asim evens it up. 4 versus 4 now. Celium Another headshot comes in. Brezi's going to have to get across. I mean, GodRx is left by himself. Brezi's been trying to look for maybe kind of a late flank because the FaZe members were trying to hunt him down, but they push everybody towards the site. GodRx wins a massive one-on-one.
Is he still alive?
Brezi now comes through on the flank.
The finesse!
27 seconds up. GodRx the slide. The challenge. And he'll get the last as GodRx with a huge round. He bought enough time for Brezi to, I mean, when he first started to engage, Brezi was basically at rock, I think.
Just his first gunfight right here, and I don't know where the trade is. That player, yeah, Brezi died. This player right here, I just felt like had to be faster on the trade. That's a seam. Oh, what? That's 3 or 4 for GodRx within the round. It's always a good feeling when every single one of your movements works.
Oh, right. And he does get one of the streaks. Remember, he's 375 going off to that, and then a huge round there to get out to 9-3. Triple positive. 1 round advantage. Lightning to go. Kismet, he's going to get aggressive bottom middle this time. We saw him do it on the defensive end this time, or sorry, on the offensive end. This time, going to do it defensively.
Gotta wait for Kismet. Kismet's got to make the play. Can he find the second?
Yep.
Nice recentering onto a seam.
I like it. I mean, he did it, round 1, hasn't made that type of push.
They've been so active on their defense, but maybe a little too active because Zero's going to find a couple of kills. That's 3 on the round now for Kismet, but I don't think he's going to expect Zero here. There's no way. Yeah, Zero going to make it a 1 versus 2 for General.
See if General can make this a one-on-one. Nice shots, big win, hit the 16 HP, but still up.
Oh, I thought he was going to pick the Maddox up.
And now Scraps has his cluster, so he can play it safe and check this.
Yep.
This should be a round win phase, unless he massively screws up his cluster, if he even needs it.
When he's wrapped all the way around, the General read this. Well, Scraps just slides away.
Nice slide. Nice play from Scraps. Yeah, that I mean that would have been had to been a massive blunder from Scraps if he loses that round. I thought maybe the pre-fire would catch him, but the slide, I don't even think he took a bullet. Kismet, an aggressive round.
There was
middle
just
yet
so
again.
many moving pieces on this round. Like, you had players top halls. You had Zero, who was just waiting in garage. On the E6 side, you had players top halls running away from the FaZe push, waiting for Kismet, right? Like, there was a lot going on this round.
Deeper and deeper we go into this. All right, let's see what they opt to do offensively. If you're E6, you still have that lightning to use. It's going to be a big hit. Last time they had, what, a 5-on-4 here and dominated. This time they have even more numbers. And the lightning's going to come in, cluster in as well. It's able to connect on one. Asim somehow gets a kill as he pushes through connector, throws a detonate behind him. Big win. Asim is just massive right now. 4v3. How does he get away? His teammate, it's really just him by himself. His teammate drops to the lightning. He goes sliding in. It will look like half HP. The fact he got 1 was brilliant. The fact he gets 2 is sensational. The fact he gets 3 is ludicrous. 4-on-1 for FaZe. Asim finally drops, so the damage has been done. FaZe back in front. I mean, when the lightning got called in, we panned out as Paradox went to the sky cam. I was like, that's a round win E6. Like, it just looked.
I'm actually surprised he called it in. I thought he was just going to use the ping, because based off the ping, you have a 5 versus 3 at the site.
Because that cluster hit him, so he got knocked to 38.
I'm very surprised he used the lightning, actually, because he would have saw the 2 players unless the ping was gone.
Could have been.
I mean, could have been. Because in my mind, you see 2 players across the map, I'm like 5v3. Let's just push it, right? Like you said,
they wanted
round
5v4. Yeah. They played the numbers and destroyed them on the site. I mean, that's the one that ended up being a 4-on-1 and Zero hopped off. Remember,
you did that for round 10 or round 11. Now you don't have any streaks, so.
Now FaZe, 1 more round. They're up 2-0, but General, nice first blood. Scraps can't get away. General locates another as well, and this looks like it's going to be a round 11. Zero and Celium in a very tough position now. Zero in a 1v4 again.
How many deaths has it been? It's in 3, right?
3, at least 3.
3 deaths. So he's gonna be 8-8 with 3 deaths off the map.
Oh, he spent half his game drowning.
Still hasn't figured it out how to swim.
This has been a frustrating game for him. Holy hell. Wait, what would you say his stats were?
He's 8-8 with 3 deaths or to the water.
What is it when they show like at the end of a pod? They show your nemesis, or the guy that killed you. It's just water.
Yeah, water. Mother Nature.
Yeah, right.
3-0.
The all-important round 11. The all-important first blood. Who can get the pick? FaZe, last time they tried this aggressive hit, it didn't work. Remember, Asim grappled over. He got caught. I think it was the frag grenade from Brezzy that located 2 from middle. Bit different of a setup from Enigma6.
You do have the nade on the Brezzy if he wants to use it. He's top middle again. 0. Back in the water. FaZe get tied up, and based off that, they're gonna rotate on out. They don't like what they have right now towards this B side.
Still a good amount of time. They about 30 seconds off as they started to rotate. It looks like E6 have read this properly. Oh, Brezzy just got horrendous timing. He didn't spot them, so that's gonna be a free plant.
Yeah, he heard the trophy. Can he find the play on the bomb? Doesn't decide to shoot. Doesn't shoot.
He held that for a second longer. He might be able to drill somebody on the cross, or at least speed that transition up by a couple of seconds. First blood goes to Brezzy. Gets the kill. Now Asim in a big one-on-one. He takes that. Kismet's gonna drop. Scraps goes huge from Connector. 3 versus 3 now, though. Asim big yet again. Trying to pick him off for the top. Can't get it done, but it's gonna be General now. Left by his lonesome General. Cut down is 0. Closes it out with 2 in FaZe. Up 2-0. A big round 11 victory, and the frustrations on the E6 side of the stage.
I mean, just a couple of rounds from Asim that he dominated. He is the reason that FaZe is able to take away that round 11 from Enigma6.
That one-on-one with Kismet.
Yep.
Like, Kismet wins that, you open up that mid-push. Things absolutely unravel for FaZe, but Asim goes huge. FaZe up big.
The Call of Duty World League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official beverage of the CWL. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the CWL. And TCL, America's fastest growing TV brand.
level up the game.
Welcome back to FaZe versus Enigma6, but just want to remind some of you out there, maybe you've been a new viewer to the CWL this year, wonder what this Pro League thing is all about. Well, it's all leading to the culmination of the playoffs. That's going to be the CWL Finals, July 19th to 21st. We're at Miami Beach. I think we're literally like on the beach, basically. We're like a block away from it. It's going to be insane. You should come out. You should party. You should hang out. Joe and I will treat you to dinner on Joe's dime.
What?
Yeah, Joe, thank you. You've been streaming, man. You're killing it.
I mean, Twitch Prime's up, but come on.
But no, I'm excited for it. We have playoffs. I mean, the big, I guess, when I maybe culmination is not the right word because I always view that as champs. But when you just think about the Pro League, like, I guess champs like the culmination of the year.
Yeah.
Playoffs is the culmination of the league.
Well, even like last year with Stage 1 and Stage 2 playoffs, I remember as like the green room and all the talent, we just look forward to those weekends so much because every single match is insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like the stakes are at the highest point. And
Stage 1 Finals was my favorite event last year.
The CWL Miami is going to be, like, every single match, we're going to be just, it's going to be insane.
Yeah, because even
start with the play
our majors, yeah, like Friday pool play, there's a lot of blowouts, a lot of matches maybe you don't care about as people get smoked. But yeah, I mean, basically, it's like a Sunday to kick off Friday.
Yeah, right. It's unreal.
It's absolutely.
Yeah, that single limb play-in bracket. Remember, the bottom 8 teams will be fighting for 2 spots. That'll be Friday of Miami.
I just wonder with all these new rosters, man. With all these new rosters, and that play-in bracket. I'm just thinking like, one of these new rosters gets hot. Can something happen? Like I just wonder. I'm trying to think to myself like, what chances I give a play-in bracket team to actually win the whole thing. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but.
Well, I think now with Luminosity, Splice, FaZe, the form they're in, like Optic, 100 Thieves, we're back to the point, right, where Miami, we were talking. I think everybody knew. I think we were surprised by Gen G, heck, even Gen G. But I think a lot of us knew it was going to come down to, like, Optic, 100 Thieves, E-United, right? Like, that's what everybody was thinking. There was no Splices. There was no Luminosities. Yeah. There was no, like, wild card team, I guess, at that time you'd say Gen G. But now there is, like, once again, after these roster changes, we're all looking at each other like, there are 6, 7 teams.
All right, Joe, right now.
Yeah, we can see winning it.
Right now, if you had to pick 2 teams to come out of the play-in bracket, the standings were as they are. Who do you think?
I don't know the bottom 8.
Well, I mean, I think LG's a no-brainer for me. That's who I'd probably pick.
It depends let me take the matchups, right? Like, I don't know.
Because Splice should get a spot at the top.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Same. If FaZe win this, they get in the playoffs.
Well, so it'd be like if it stays the way it is, be Elevate, Envy, Units, E6, Midnight, EG, LG, UYU.
I would just have to see how the matchup.
I guess I'd say probably LG 6. If I had to pick right now.
But yeah, it depends on the bracket.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it might not be possible. Yeah, it might not be possible. You're right. Oh yeah, well, it definitely might not be because of where E6 is. Like they've been one of the better teams, but they're sitting at dead last within the actual division. So
you'd probably play if you're 5th A, you'll probably play 8th B round 1. That's the way I'm imagining it.
E6 is gonna have the damn gauntlet. they're gonna make a run. Some progress on both points, though, within this map 3 for Enigma6. And they just want to push up, try to get maybe some spawn kills. One player off spawn is going to be Zuma, who's just hiding back here, knowing they're coming hunting for him.
I'm not here. I'm not back here, I promise. All right, I'm back here. Maybe I am. And, well, they're going to fly at him. Try to get that spawn kill. They're able to find it as well. Now we're Zuma going to spawn, probably with his teammates.
Yep, all the way back elbow. Oh, my God. He gets caught again. This is not a fun sequence for Zuma. He's going to spawn in the back again, and you've got GodRX already having him lined up. Poor Zuma just being toyed with, basically unable to play within this round. You still got 2 minutes to work with, a 6-life advantage. Scraps now back off spawn to help him out. Zuma finally able to get a little bit of revenge and get out of his base, but a nice sequence there from E6 is going to allow them to get a hefty life advantage, get back into the point, try to work on some progression.
I think, I mean, if GodRX is going to play those spawns and not push up with his team in those pipes, he has to find a kill or two. Like, he has to. Like, he's literally holding off the FaZe reinforcements, and that doesn't happen. So, a bit of a greedy play, doesn't go E6's way, and that push afterwards gets shut down. But a lot of time to work with, a 4-life advantage. They just have to try to slow down the clock a little bit, see if they can get on this point, contest it a little bit. Kismet says no trophy for you, FaZe.
Trophy
gonna be
out.
The first one in.
But they still need this break. Celium doing an excellent job at the elbow on the E6 side of the map. Him and Zuma able to combo to split this push once again. The E6 life advantage, which was what, it's 6 at the most, now down to 1. A nice battle back in from FaZe Clan and dealing with a very tough spot E6 tried to put him in. Now E6 setting up this next push, and you can see they've sent, what, 2 all the way towards the FaZe spawn. They're actually at 4 now. They're trying to really hit this from the back. Will FaZe be ready for this? They've got 2 ICRs on both sides of elbow. Fantastic shot from FaZe. Fantastic shot from FaZe. Oh my God, Asim once again, a little bit of snap-a-doodle-doo as he picks up 2. Life advantage now FaZe as the clock dwindling for E6. 20 seconds left for them trying to get in.
I mean, they wasted so much time setting up these last couple of pushes where it's down to 15 seconds. And now they have to hurry and have to run into FaZe, but they do trade well. Trade effectively, but it's 0 top middle with that ICR. Can he find a second?
That can't happen.
No, it cannot, Clint, as God RX gets shut down. And it just feels like these clutch gunfight moments right now are going the way of FaZe. Think about the search and destroy. It was Asim in a couple of rounds. You see Asim getting hyped up right now.
I like Asim a lot too, man. I played a little bit of Blackout with him, talked to him, you know, sometimes throughout the Pro League. I don't know. Just seems like good head on his shoulders, just excited
well, it's a good
to
bounce
be here.
I think game 2, because at one point in game 1, he was like 9-20. Like, didn't have the best game number 1.
And now, I mean, they're on the brink of doing kind of what 100 Thieves did. You know, you take a tough loss, you come in, remind people, we are a top team. If they can get a 3-0 here over a solid.
This just reminds me, though, of like a Pro League Enigma6 loss. Like, you lose by 20 points in a hard point, around 11. Like, it's the little mistakes, and that's what we talked about for so long. They would go game 5 and they would lose, and then Anaheim, they got top 6, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
to be fair,
you're playing them tough.
Yes, you are seeing that it is a series where E6, they could beat FaZe.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. So that is there, but loss still hurts. I think the big thing, though, is you would like Mayhem saying if they lose, not that big of a deal. Yeah, I get that, but you'd like to see more maps at least. Like, get this to a map 4, get this to a map 5, get the repetitions. We were talking about that yesterday with teams like Splice.
Yeah, EG.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the other one, but yeah, EG.
Yeah, EG units, you know, they play each other nice. 2 teams that more work the better. Scraps now 25 off of streaks. It's him and his European duo, 0. Combined for 7 in a row right now, make it 8 as he's 200 points away. Trying to put this match away with some streaks. They'd be able to do it if they can win this offensive round, be up 2-0, go to defense, use those streaks, and see you later E6, but we'll see if they can execute.
Asim up through the window. Scraps patrolling bottom mid. Should have a free kill. He's going to catch him, and there's this Streaks. Nice patience to pick him up, and now 0. A chance to get Streaks as well. Able to snap and connect. He's on an island. Just slides away. Nice, I was going to say, nice job trying to finesse. Maybe he can get the Streaks, but not quite able to do it. Scraps
So he's
just wants to
down the push,
guarantee the round. Just wants to guarantee the round when.
Well, and he's making sure they can't push through this elbow street. That's all that is.
Guaranteed the win. Guaranteed the win.
They found 2 kills in the Hellstorm as well.
I would have loved for them to hold them for the next round, but like that just you knew you got the round win. 0 went on a bit of a tear through the mid game of that round. He was doing with the ICR, the Maddox, the SOG.
Well, he's done that this year. I mean, he was on the old red team. It was a Maddox, a SOG. Finally, we've been able to see him in his natural role with that main AR on FaZe.
I don't even know what his natural role is.
I would say main AR.
Everything.
I would say main AR. That's when we see him at his best, so I'm going to say that.
Okay, all right. He's a man of many talents.
Sure.
FaZe, can they secure this final round? Get the 3-0. God RX, who has been, like hard carry form for this E6 team. Started out 3-9. Gets a frag grenade kill to start things out, but doesn't last long after that. Every FaZe player we hop to seems to have a chance to get streaks. First it was Scraps, then it was 0, now it's Asim. Asim will get cut short. Scraps' streak is still going, by the way. He's 10-3. He's got 7 in a row.
It's always interesting in Control when you have a fast round like we had in round number 2. Not only do you have the round advantage, but the opponents, they don't have a chance to get back into the game with specialists, right? So you have that advantage. You take the momentum, plus you get those specialists early. They use the grab slam. They have the War Machine, a lot of the times, there's 2 rounds where they can find it.
I think Scraps is close to wrapping now. He's on this same streak. He's only 190 off, getting some more. We'll see where he maybe opts use lightning. He's going to go ahead and do it.
Just going to pay and keep him off of it.
Does he end up calling this in?
It's a scare tactic.
He's so close to picking up more. 2 drop for FaZe Clan. A chance for E6. The Lightning right in behind it. Scrap streak now into double digits. He's got 10 in a row. It's going to be E6 on the point. They haven't been able to quite finish it yet. Scraps just needs 170. One player just wrapped right below him. Reads him like a book. Now 45 off the rewrap, and here comes the War Machine. Connects more streaks for him. 12 in a row, 15 in 3. You might still get the point if you're E6, but there's not a ton of time left. We'll get the extra minute, obviously. But you've got a Lightning. Now you've got another Hellstorm to work with. No one can shut him down. No one can show. Oh my God, I thought he was going to get another. The streak ends at what, 14? 17 and 4. Insanity from Scraps.
Well, now you have these 2 streaks to just put this round away. As soon as E6 sort of gets on the point and find a kill or 2, he's going to ping it, get all that information for his team. And hey, General, I saw you on my laptop. That's going to be a kill. Got a rest, not ready for it. Now a 3 life advantage, 1 minute to work with if you're E6. We saw what they tried to do in round 1. They just tried to work spawn kills as much as they could. Really work that flank. Now looks like they're going to go top middle. Try to get on this point as fast as they can.
Prezi flies over the top. The trade's just about even, but you'll keep that if you're FaZe as you have the life advantage. Now he calls the streaks in as they come off spawn. Picks up 1, wants to keep delaying this as much as he can. He's going to call in the 2nd streak now. Just make sure they can't get any kind of foothold in this. 3 players left for E6. Kismet, Brezi, Mayhem. The world to do. Brezi, the guy with a chance to do something special. Will he expect him there? He doesn't spot him. He doesn't spot him. He's somehow able to stay up. He's got to find a chance to use this grab slam. Gonna go ahead and go through, but it's just gonna find 1. 6v3. Big advantage to FaZe. The final moments of this series. Kismet can't pull it off. FaZe Clan get the 3-0. A solid win over a tough team in E6. But a 3-0. You got to feel very, very good about that if you're a FaZe fan, considering how yesterday went.
It's just crazy to me, like, I mean, we saw the only specialist that E6 was able to use was the grassland. Because round 2 was so fast and so dominant from FaZe, they don't even earn the score to, like, try to get back in the game. Like, they just put them away. Like, that game gets scary if in that last round they can somehow clutch it out and get to round 4, because all the specialists are starting to load on in for E6, and if you're FaZe, you use them to put them away. But yeah, I mean, FaZe, that's exactly the way you want to bounce back.
FaZe look great, still look like they have a potential to be a championship caliber team if they can continue to improve and search and destroy. They clutch up in that round 11. 3-6, I know we haven't seen a ton, but we've seen 3 matches now from them. You still keep them kind of in a similar spot, like a chance to get that top 6?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. Like, I think the thing with Anaheim, they got top 6 and it was a good placing, but they're realistic. They realized there was a lot of weak teams in Anaheim because of the different situations. So the top 6, like, it just wasn't good enough for them. They wanted to move on to that tournament. Yes, 1 game away from a winner's final in top 3, but they put this roster together to be better than an Anaheim team. Just a lot of work to do.
Well, E6 take the loss. FaZe get the win on stage. We got the jack of all trades. It's Zero. He can do it all. It's the PlayStation. It's the reaction.
Thank you, Clint. So you got your 3-0, but the first 2 maps at least seemed pretty close. What's the takeaway for you? Did it feel easier or harder than you were expecting?
I mean, we squared up on their best map, Frequency. We know we're just better than them, like that's standard. We came in today, I said to the team we're playing them on Frequency. They all just started laughing because they just love playing it because we got a gunfight heavy team. So we knew it was going to be close. We were kind of world starting at one point, but we just let it slip from us. We just kept choking. But other than that, a lot better than yesterday. We were listening to each other today, so people weren't deaf, so that's a good thing. So we like to hear that.
So with that win, you did clinch your playoff spot. How does that feel?
I mean, I knew he was going to get it anyway. I can't see Midnight coming in next week and 4-0 or whatever that needs to happen. There was some crazy stuff that needed to happen. Now we're just fighting for our seed. We're on second seed because you can't get first. So just coming in here, we're just getting better at S&D. You see, we're winning our S&Ds, and I hope the people back home are liking it because I'm allowed to do what I want in S&D now. So.
All right. Well, then finally to finish off the week, you're just going to have to face Units tomorrow. What are you expecting out of that match?
I mean, they're all my friends on our team. Obviously, I team with them for half the year, so it's just going to be a fun match. I get to play Joe Pennington again. Me and Reese always had our ups and downs, but I feel like me and him are like friends on a mutual level, so it'll be a fun match. That's all I can say, really. And if you want some FaZe merch, like this Bones FaZe Clan, yeah, go to FaZeClan.com. Great merch.
Very nice. Love the shirt. Well, thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Over to Katie at the desk.
That was the worst plug I've ever seen. You gotta put some swag in that statement, like.
Shirt's nice, but you gotta do better than that.
See this drip I'm rocking right now? You cop this over here at Enigma6. Actually, I don't know if that website links to something.
Okay, so you did just see it there, FaZe Clan, getting that 3-0 to start the day. Not maybe the easiest 3-0, but to that point then, Nameless, do you think FaZe needed to win this series to prove they can contend with the top teams?
Well, we've seen them take it top to go into Game 5. They win some maps against some of the top teams, but they don't have any really big wins. I remember we just looked across each other at the desk and we're like, has FaZe beat like a top team? And even if it's like a meaningless match that doesn't mean much for seeding or anything, they haven't beat like 100 Thieves. They haven't beat Optic. They haven't beat United. Like, I think their biggest win is over Splice. So I think they've proven they can compete with them. They haven't proven that they can beat them yet. And definitely a win over E6 isn't indicative of them being a contender at all. So I would have to say no to your question. Do I think they're a top team? Yes. Can they win a chip yet? Probably not.
All right, now this was a question that we heard Maven ask Merc during that cast, and I want to ask the rest of the desk this. We'll bring up our standings so we can help you out. Based on the standings right now, as you see them, which 2 teams make it through the play-in bracket at Miami from the bottom 8? Looking at it as it is now, which 2?
Not UIU.
I'm guessing I'm going to lean LG and probably EG.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same exact thing.
Either EG or E6
We're talking about Apathy and JCap going into champs. Those guys basically average second place at least 2 times. They both have 2 rings, so they know what time is coming around.
Doesn't it matter depending on the bracket? Because if you lose once, I think you're out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's obviously bracket dependent, but just who do you think the 2 best teams are going into it?
LG and EG.
Yep, same thing.
Yeah, and then
I gotta see this Envy team play though. Like, Gunless is real.
Is that maybe your like unknown factors?
The thing with the Envy team is that like they don't really have SOG play, and then the SOG patch came through. Their only SOG is Decimate, so that's what worries me for Envy going forward.
SOG is nasty now. Yeah. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, well, we will see. All right, pull up our schedule because, again, as we just said, only 2 of them can make it out that play-in bracket in Miami. But moving things right along, Units versus Evil Geniuses coming up in just a minute. But again, FaZe Clan getting a 3-0 over Enigma6 to start the day, securing their playoff bracket for CWL Miami. Congratulations to them. Coming up, we're going to be talking Units versus Evil Geniuses.